guess what? Disconnection is killing us. And being on Zooms every single day, sitting is killing us. So we're in this bizarre, I think, kind of vortex of wait. So we know that disconnection and loneliness is killing us, and then sitting all day is killing us, but yet it's hard to get people back to work. This is the way that I spend most of my days. I don't know about you. Actually, both of y'all look like you're in offices. I'm in my home studio and I Zoom all the time, and I crave connection. Like, this is the highlight of my day, being on this 30 minutes with you all, right? And so we've got to figure out as humans, as leaders, how in the world we can create more connection, because we know it's good for us. So can you give us, I love some of the, I read both of the Fast Company articles all about friendship factories and connection driven workplaces. I'd love to know more tips that you all have of what we as humans can do to connect better.
Well, I think before we get to the tips, I'll let you know how these articles came about. How did an academic and an industrial designer get together to write these two articles? Aishe happened to be this summer in New York City. And whenever someone who I know is coming through town, I don't miss the opportunity to, Michelle, as you said, we need to meet in person, right? You know, when I was in New Orleans, I said, Michelle, are you here, right? Because there's certain things you can't just do on Zoom. So we had dinner together, and she was telling me about the work that she had done in Alaska. And I said, you know, this is great fodder for an article. And she said, well, what do you mean? So we started talking about it and seeing where my work on success and high achievers overlaps with her work. And then we started going back and forth throughout the summer. And I have a long commute to work, and Aishe called me and we started brainstorming during that commute. And she was taking notes as we were talking. And that then led to the article, to both articles, actually. And more are coming. And one of the things that we had realized, and Aishe brought this up, she said, as a child, you know, we go to school, we go to the playground, we have our sports teams, we have natural ways to meet people. And our barriers aren't up. So why are they up in the workplace? And how can we create more of those playground experiences to meet new people, right? Like we do in school, in the playground, in the sports team. And with that idea in mind, Aishe then said, we need to develop friendship factories. And that part was all her.
Brilliant. Tell me about friendship factories, Aishe.
First of all, thank you, Ruth. I love the way you set your friends up for success. You know, friendship factories comes from our research with older people. So before COVID, we spent a year helping older people design the life they love and subsets of their life: love, purpose, friendship, and well-being. And in the second book, Design the Long Life You Love, is about that. Because then COVID started happening, and I had this beautiful research about the resilience of older people, but also all the lessons we had learned from them, these wiser, amazing people from all across the United States. And I was like, I should really write about this, but not just only for older people, but people of all ages, especially young people. You know, why wait until you're in your 50s and 60s to learn some of these things? Anyways, the Friendship Factory was part of our insights from our research, and it was really realizing that when you bring people over shared interests, time, and space, you accelerate friendships. And especially if there's a trust factor. For example, there's somebody that they trust that invites them, or an organization they trust that invites them, this accelerates. And being an industrial designer, I'm interested in how you manufacture things. And I thought, you know, love is found, but friendships are made. And if you can make something, you can create factories of it. And so that's the idea of a friendship factory. So, for example, what we're doing here together, the three of us, is a friendship factory because we share the same interests, the seismic shift and innovation and leadership. We are together at the same time and in the same place. It can be online, it can be a virtual place. And these are the kind of places where we can bring back the things we've learned in a playground, which is you go rain or shine, you don't chicken out, you go. You share your toys. So like Michelle, you're sharing your audience with us, your tools with us, and your platform with us. So those are really important. And you play together. So that's the idea of, a friendship factory, but with what we know from our playground experience can be incredibly helpful.